You know that feeling, right? You're yelling at your smart speaker, and it's just not listening, or maybe your security camera freezes at the worst possible moment. We're all sold this dream of a super connected, smart home, but man, sometimes it feels more like a connected headache. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and figure out why our smart homes sometimes act, well, not very smart at all. And trust me, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. Okay, so before we dive in, just a quick note on where all this info comes from. This is part 6 of a 10-part tutorial called Invisible Interference. It's all part of a public awareness campaign from RFI Detectives, and it's based on research by a group called Virtualization Options LLC. The whole point is to make this stuff understandable for everybody, because this invisible problem, it can be anything from a tiny annoyance to something that seriously impacts our daily lives and even public safety. All right, so let's talk about the dream. You know, the one we're all sold on. The home of the future, where everything is this seamless symphony of tech, all working together to make our lives easier, safer, you name it. Like, picture this. You use the last of the milk for your coffee, and bam! Before you've even had a chance to think about it, your smart fridge has already added it to the shopping list. Maybe it even ordered it for you. That's the promise, right? Or what about your thermostat? It just knows your schedule. It warms the house up right before you get home and saves energy while you're out. It's supposed to be brilliant. And then there's the whole peace of mind thing. Seeing a package get delivered from your phone when you're on vacation, that's amazing. It's this whole world of effortless control, right there in the palm of your hand. Yeah, it all sounds absolutely perfect, but then reality sets in, and that seamless dream starts to, well, stutter. And that is where the frustration really kicks in. This is that moment, right? When the magic just evaporates and you're left staring at a really expensive piece of plastic that just won't cooperate. It's the glitch in the system. I mean, does any of this ring a bell? Your security camera video is so choppy, it's basically useless. You tell your smart speaker to play some music, and nothing. Crickets. Your thermostat is offline again for no apparent reason, or your smart lights are having a disco party all by themselves. It's enough to drive you crazy. So what on earth is going on? Why does this futuristic smart home you paid good money for suddenly feel so dumb? Well, the answer isn't some ghost in the machine. It's something you can't see, and it's literally all around us. The problem, and what experts are pointing to, is basically an invisible traffic jam. Seriously, it's happening in the air, inside your house, right now, and it's the secret culprit behind all this digital chaos. Okay, so this traffic jam has a technical name. It's called IoT congestion. IoT just stands for Internet of Things, which is really just a fancy way of saying all your connected smart devices. And congestion? Well, it's exactly what you think. It's too many devices all trying to talk at once in the same limited space, causing their signals to just crash into each other. This is the best way to think about it. Imagine every single one of your devices, your speaker, your thermostat, your lights, your camera, are all crammed into one tiny room. Now imagine they all start yelling at your Wi-Fi router at the exact same moment. Who's the router going to listen to? The answer is probably nobody. The messages just get totally lost in all that noise. So who are all these shouters in this crowded room? Well, you've got the usual suspects, of course, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But a lot of smart home gadgets use other wireless languages, things like Z-Wave and Zigbee. And they are all fighting for the same slice of airtime. That's what's creating this massive, invisible traffic jam. And here's the thing, you really need to get this isn't a static problem. It's not a one-and-done issue. It's something that quietly grows and gets worse over time, especially as we buy more and more smart stuff. Think about how this congestion just kind of creeps up on you. Maybe 2 years ago, you just had a smart speaker and a smart TV. Everything worked like a charm, right? The airwaves were totally clear. Then last year, you added a video doorbell, maybe a few smart plugs, and all of a sudden you're noticing these little glitches here and there. Fast forward to today, and you've got smart lights, cameras, all sorts of things online, and those occasional glitches, they're just normal now. That's the new normal. Okay, let's get just a little bit technical for a second, but I promise it's easy. The research uses this phrase: IoT sensor floods can overwhelm router connection tables. Now, I know that sounds super complicated, but what it's describing is actually really straightforward. Think of your Wi-Fi router like an old-school telephone switchboard operator.
It can only handle so many calls at one time. So when you have dozens of smart devices all constantly calling it with little updates, checking the temperature, reporting motion, waiting for your command, that switchboard just gets totally flooded. And when it gets overwhelmed, what does it do? It starts dropping calls. And that's your camera going offline. That's your speaker ignoring you.
So, what's the solution here? I mean, we're not going to throw out all our cool gadgets, right? The fix actually starts with something way simpler. It starts with just awareness. Just understanding that this invisible space in your home is a shared and pretty crowded resource. That's the absolute first step to making your smart home finally act, well, smart.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Take a look around your own home. Think about all the things that are connected. Is that dream of convenience you bought into getting sabotaged by an invisible crowd? It's a simple question. Is your smart home just too crowded to actually be smart?